Welcome to my American history notes, where I'm discussing the conclusions that I've drawn from American history. And me and my cat Cassie here we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about this morning some things that building up to the between the Confederation, Articles of Confederation, and the Constitution. So we'll start with back to the problem of the day: how to form a stronger federal government. Congress could only obtain taxing power by amendment, which would have to be with the unanimous consent of the member states. The prospect of getting money by any means other than Western speculators seemed hopeless. Interstate brawls were divisive and threatening to the Union. An Annapolis convention of 5 states met, and a draft by Alexander Hamilton expressed the need for a larger group to meet and discuss how to make the federal government adequate for running the country. Congress invited the states to send delegates to a convention in Philadelphia in 1787, which ended up creating the most successful constitution in the history of the world by most accounts. At Philadelphia, 12 states met, with Rhode Island declining to attend, were represented by 55 delegates. George Washington was president of the convention that began working in secret on May 25th. James Madison had been called the father of the U.S. Constitution because the convention eventually embraced his version of the federal document. 2 houses of legislature came out of the convention, one elected from the people called the House of Representatives, which we call the Congress, and one elected by the state legislatures called the Senate. With many vital issues at debate in the convention seeming to go nowhere in late June, Benjamin Franklin made a famous remark about how he believed God judged in the affairs of men and that they were needing prayer to open each session. This was rejected as there was no money to pay for a chaplain. The states afforded their delegates neither pay nor an expense account. It had to be decided if the executive branch would consist of one man or a committee. The odd method of choosing a president was the result of several compromises. It was assumed that Washington would be the first president, and terms of office were unlimited, but the convention, never foreseeing the rise of a 2-party system, figured that every state would nominate its favorite son, so they allowed for a final vote by the House of Representatives, with a majority of states being required to elect. The debate over the Constitution has filled volumes, such as the 2-volume work, The Debate Over the Constitution, which you can read very easily. It's important. It's very good, very dry, but very good reading if you're interested in studying history. So the most important thing to remember, the 2 main protagonists were those supporting a strong federal government, or Federalists, and those that did not want a strong federal government and were content to live under the Articles of Confederation, called Anti-Federalists. And we'll stop there. And if you hear me say anything you think is incorrect, a fact that's incorrect, let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm always looking to try to correct any mistake I make or misunderstanding I have. But we're going to continue talking about the ratification process and the development of the country that we began, that we know today. But it's very interesting stuff, and I hope you'll stick with it. Thank you.